Here I go. Let's finish this once and for all.
You see, when it comes to this, the characters, as we all know, which do you think is much more attractive? Either Jodi, the Killing Antidote, or the non-binary one, or any other female characters in Call of Duty? Reacting to Andy Pan's gaming? So, he said he played Call of Duty Black Ops, which, yeah, he's not quite satisfied.
Old Call of Duty games are some of my favorites of all time. You're doing badass tactical stuff with your bros, you're killing terrorists, you're spreading democracy by shooting people in the face. So I thought I'd pop in the new Black Ops 6 and see what it would...
Oh dear.
Is this for real? Latina girl boss, black girl boss, lesbian, creature that thinks it's a man, pink shit, more girl bosses. It's almost as if what happened in the US military has now happened in Call of Duty.
Who are you? Who are we? We are that platoon.
Who are you? Who are we? We are that platoon.
I started learning Chinese so I can at least be an indoor slave.
Men, you aren't allowed to have anything anymore.
Alright, let's digest a few things. Wow, the military. Now with the LA fires, well, at least there are still some competent military personnel and law enforcement personnel, mainly in the US. I wonder how the Chinese, or perhaps any country in Asia, are looking at this. I'm pretty much sure the Chinese PLA is probably laughing at this when they see this video, or perhaps when they see the video diversity in the US military. It's like, what is going on here? They're probably either laughing or scratching their heads in this point. Honestly, you need competent people. That's the real thing. It can be anybody, as the real question you should ask them, are they capable of doing the job? That's the real question. I'm skipping a bit.
Fat, ugly feminists want to track down everything you enjoy in life and ruin it. And I can tell you right now, nobody who actually looks like this is even playing Call of Duty. I work with women who look like this, and all they do is play Candy Crush and take their pug for a walk. So it turns out Black Ops 6, like the US military, is full of women, pussies, and people with weak arms who are completely incapable of defending our country from enemies, foreign and domestic. What you'll notice if you go back and play the campaigns of COD 3, COD 4, Black Ops, is that they're mostly trying to be realistic. Every platoon and every operation in these games is 100% men. Because of course. Because in real life, it's 100% men always in these kinds of operations. Yes, you have the occasional moment where a bomb blows through a hole in the gulag, making a way for Price to escape on a skyhook in one of those badass moments ever. But outside of the occasional Michael Bay movie moment, the good COD games prior to the space games were realistic. With Call of Duty Black Girl 6, it's like they're not even trying anymore. When a game puts 10 ugly girl bosses in combat roles in a game, it completely ruins any kind of immersion or badass realism I felt about the game.
Well, that is the case of the Mary Sue. It's okay to have women in any games, but it needs to be sensible. It needs to be a well-written characters. Look at Stella Blade. Yes, she's a girl, a woman. She managed to make up for it for good gameplay, good story, attractiveness, and most importantly, she is not, well, ugly like any of those characters.
Of all of the American PMCs who died in Iraq, guess what percentage were women? 1.3%. That means for every 100 PMCs who died in combat in Iraq, one was a woman. Do they wonder why we don't take their games seriously anymore? Ready or Not is a game I highly recommend that completely ignores gay-ass politics in its representation of reality. Another random game I was playing last night that rams this garbage into your throat is Sniper Elite 5. Bro, within the first 2 missions of the game, you encounter a black female sniper who's telling you what to do. None of them existed in World War II, by the way. You also encounter a French female sniper. None of those existed either, and she's also bossing you around and telling you what to do.
Sorry, I'm going to harp on this. Now, for the record, the black girl, that is true, correct. There was no. The French lady, that is probably accurate because if you don't know, there is 200,000 French men and women were involved in resistance. Although some of them are carrying supplies, some of them can even carry weapons. They had to carry intel. But I do believe when the liberation of Paris, most of them are men. If there are women, they are mostly carry first aid kit, pistols, something light. They can't carry a machine gun. That's for sure.
But the erasure and the denial of white men in this game is truly on another level. If you are a white man, they hate you. They want you erased. They want to deny your history and deny that you were ever involved in anything good. Another question we might ask is why? Why is it disproportionately heterosexual normal men in combat roles worldwide? And that's because it takes balls to breach a door when it's very likely you're getting killed on the other side of that door. These are incredibly brave men who did this, and it's like 1% of women who are even willing to do this stuff. But Call of Duty would have you believe that like 50% of private military contractors are women, which is just an absolute joke and doesn't represent reality at all. It's literally 100% men. Cope. Deal with it.
Let's go, Case. Hey, turn it down. That's Gabriel up there. He's cool.
So anyway, let's talk about Black Ops 6. The whole intro to the game in Kuwait is incredibly silly. This girl boss is barking orders at me and I'm about to go into an active combat zone and she's wearing like a baseball hat and a t-shirt? Huh? Every time I see this stuff, I'm no longer immersed and I just can't take the game seriously anymore.
I don't think the US military wars like that during that time. No. They usually have, unless of course, look, regardless, US military doesn't wear that when they go to Kuwait or something. Let's do our comparison. Here, let's check the Google image. Take a look at this. This is from Hypnotic with the tears. This is what she looks like. Now, fortunately, the multiplayer allows you to pick whatever character you want, which that's okay. I'm probably certain Noisy Butters got her characters. And this right here, this is the non-binary face model. What do you think? With a shaved head? Here's another one. See this? I see this. Now, let's see Jodi. Wow. Ooh. Wow. I made it. And this, or even this. I mean, which do you think is much attractive? This one or that non-binary? You can't have any other characters, but you have to make sure they're well written, regardless what gender it is, whether it's non-binary, LGBT, whatever it has to be well written, and it doesn't interrupt the story. Like Hypnotic would say, but it needs to be well written, and if done right, that's a diverse character for you. Take a look with The First Descendant. They have a African people or an African character, a black character. Guess what? How come that is not being triggered by any wokies? Or maybe people are offended. How come any voice actors from The First Descendant hasn't attacked gamers? I mean, unlike the face model for that non-binary characters, that is the gaslighting, I believe it is. What do you expect from non-binary? I don't think most non-binary people would act like this. I could be wrong on that. Let me know in the comments.
Amazing! It's obvious you're much stronger than the average soldier. I hope you'll continue to use that strength to assist me in the battles ahead.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want woke or anti-woke detector, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my second and third channel up here or link in the description.